that way. Meanwhile, though, this is a time at Husker Harvest Days where markets really haven't been too favorable for a lot of farmers out there. But in the meantime, they can still come here and learn more, especially about even how to weather these kind of conditions. And I have with us here Alan Mitchell, representing Chief Agri Division. Of course, this interview courtesy of them. Thank you so much for coming here, Alan.
Thank
So,
you.
I guess first of all, fill us in a little bit. When markets are the way they are now, storing grain it's important because it can benefit them in the long run. Explain how that works for those
If
who
the
might not.
producers could justify carrying the grain,
Mhm.
there is a certain time window that you can hold that grain. If you hold it in condition, you're going to hold the value, you're going to retain the value, and you're going to benefit from an up market come spring. So for those producers that can hold the grain, it's really important that it be stored properly this time of year.
Mhm.
And this year is probably going to be more critical than anything. We're in a cycle, but the cycle will return, and until it gets to where the prices are a little bit more favorable for everyone, that storage is really critical.
So talk about proper storage and proper drying specifically. What do we need to know?
The drying of the grain is really critical, ensuring that your range from your high and your low average of your moisture level of the grain coming out of the dryer is as narrow as possible. Because if you do have a high moisture grain storage, it's going to create hot spots. You're going to create a lot of problems in the storing long term of that grain. And so if you're intending on storing it for a long period of time, having that moisture as tight a window as you can really benefits you to make sure that you can hang on until that market returns and gets you the benefits you're looking for.
Now at Husker Harvest Days, I like going to your area because you have one of the taller buildings out here. It's kind of fun to actually climb on top of your bin. But you're showcasing a dryer, and you even have drying specialists here to answer questions. Explain what you're doing out here.
We do. We have our dryer specialist that'll be on staff, manning the show the entire 3 days, walking through producers through what they need, making sure that the solutions that they're looking for, if they are indeed looking for a dryer, making sure that they get that right solution. You spend that kind of money, you don't want to get it wrong. But then in addition to that, you've got aeration, airflow in the bin, making sure that you have enough airflow, making sure that you have all the proper handling equipment so you don't damage the grain, just making sure that the solution fits their needs.
Absolutely. Of course, if people have questions, they can get a hold of you anytime, too.
Absolutely. 1-800-359-7600 is Chief Ag Industry. You come out and see us at the booth or chiefind.com and look for the Ag Division.
And they're a good group of people to talk to, too. So thank you so much, Alan, for joining us here. Appreciate your time. And let's